Alright, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we got our boy Miguel from Faded Culture Academy. He's one of our students here at the Academy in San Antonio, Texas. We're gonna clean up his taper fade and I'm gonna run y'all down step by step on how exactly I did that and finish styling it. We're gonna start off obviously by grabbing our Faded Culture gloves, which you can find all our products at fadedculture.com. I'm gonna go ahead and start my first guideline with the lever fully closed. And yes, my clippers are zero gap. We do have a tutorial here on our channel how we go about zero gapping our tools, which I highly suggest you do so. Notice how I put this first guideline at the top of the ear, and I'm going to go ahead and proceed and put my back guideline at the bottom of the ear. And just being easy and consistent with my strokes. Brushing after every few strokes just to get my guideline that much more clear. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and open up my lever and come up about a finger's width. And again, still remaining soft and easy with my guideline. It's going to make it a lot more easier when we come back and start to remove these guidelines. Notice how I'm using my opposite hand to add a little bit of tension to that skin. And here just going up in numerical order. Now I have my one guard and that lever stays fully open. And here I want you to take note how I'm getting close to that temple peak area, but I'm not attacking it yet with my one guard. I still want to leave enough length there so that way it could be enhanced naturally. And again, the whole purpose with these guideline setups is that you get them as clean as possible. So don't be scared to go over it as many times as you need to. So now I got my 1.5 guard, and again, just continuing that process. Now I'm starting to exaggerate my ramp out motion, just because I don't want to create a harsh line up on top since we do have a longer length on the sides. And same thing with my number 2 guard. Notice now with my 2 guard though, is I am going over that temple peak corner. I feel like anything higher than a 2 is good because again, you can naturally enhance that corner, but it's short enough that we can come in with our trimmer and still line it up pretty clean. Now that I have a 2 guard as well, I switched over my brush for a comb so I can comb after every few strokes. Notice exactly how the hair lays and then go over anything else that I need to remove. Here I'm just removing some excess length, and usually when I clipper over comb it does leave a weight line that I don't like. So I go ahead and reduce that with using our thinning shears over comb technique. And again, just make sure that you're combing after every few strokes. You want to see exactly how the hair lays after you cut it. This is going to ensure that we're either cutting too much or we need to cut more. And by this time you should have 2 guidelines left. First one that we created with the lever closed, and second that we created with the lever open. We're going to start with that top one, work our way down using my half guard at a 3/4 position. Basically you just open it up all the way and close it slightly. And utilizing mainly the corner of the clipper to attack this line. And again, use this 3/4 as a rule of thumb. It should work if your clippers are zero gapped, which again I highly suggest you do so, but use it as a rule of thumb. If you feel like after a few strokes it's not removing, don't be afraid to open or close the lever just slightly. And that step creates a faint line with the right above it that I'm gonna come back in with my one guard and leave that lever in that 3/4 position and remove that with. Again, just taking my time because now I'm actually blending. And finally we have that last line. So we set in this guideline with the lever closed, and I'm going to go ahead and start to remove it with the lever closed. Again, pay very close attention to how much I'm utilizing just the corner of the clipper. This is going to ensure that I don't take my fade up any higher, but I do come up and basically get rid of those dark areas that I need to. Now I got my lever halfway. And this is where we got to pay a lot of attention to and really reflect on the fact that barbering is an art. It is a particular skill that does take time to develop, and I say that because now that I'm starting to remove this last line, now that I got my lever open, notice how I'm even using some of the hump, the angle of approach changes, my wrist angle changes. Like it really isn't a to Z plan that's going to get you your desired look. It is going to take some finesse. So don't be so stuck on like if the blueprint doesn't give you the exact results, because at the end of the day, like I mentioned, it is an art and it is going to take some finesse in order to get those desired results that we're looking for. Finishing up the fade, now I come in with my trimmer in that forward position just to get that much closer to the scalp. I'm trying to make it easy for my transition from the electric shaver into the fade. That's why I come closer with the scalp, or that's why I come in with my trimmer in that forward position. I do know a lot of barbers in the beginning, the first thing they want to do when they're doing a ball fade is starting with the electric shaver, setting in their first guideline basically with the trimmer and then follow it up with the electric shaver. I personally found that this process works a lot better. It gives you an easier transition again from the electric shaver into the fade. Now it's just enhancing that temple peak. We're gonna go ahead and proceed with those same exact steps that we did on the side, now in the back. We do have PDF versions of every single tutorial, but those PDF versions you can find in our online mentorship, which I'll link down below in the description. It's part of our Faded Culture Academy on School. You're gonna find that we teach off of 4 pillars. We basically teach the technical skill, which again, we walk you from the very beginning of what it takes to become a barber, and we go over the other pillars, which is financing, personal development, and of course marketing. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click in the description below and check it out. You get a 7-day free trial, so you have nothing to lose and all to gain. I know for some people it's easier to follow along with the PDF version and just being visual learners. But just like I mentioned, now I'm going up in numerical order, those same exact steps. I got my 1.5 guard here, exaggerating that ramp out motion a little bit. Basically, the higher I go up with the guard too, the more I exaggerate it. Notice with the 2 guard, I'm really trying to basically blend into that hair that's on the side already. I'm more so just creating space. I'm not really trying to create a guideline. And just like we had on the side, we should have 2 guidelines left. We're gonna start with that top one, work our way down. I got my half guard at 3/4. And now I got my 1 guard at 3/4. When it comes to this 3-step process on the back side, I do break basically the back taper down into 2 sides, just because this last line is very tedious. I like to take my time, give it a lot of attention. So notice how I'm just literally fading the left side of the back taper. But I like this angle because right here specifically you can see how much I'm utilizing just the corner of the clipper. And we're pretty much done with the taper in the back. Again, just coming in. If you don't like to use your trimmer in that forward position, I'm using it upright here, but I am applying a little bit more pressure than what I normally do. Again, my whole point is just to get a little bit closer to the scalp than I would normally with just, you know, hovering the trimmer over the skin. But again, just make sure that you are zero gapping them properly. These trimmers can be very, very sharp if you overly gap them, and yeah, you're gonna end up scratching your client, cutting them, or whatever the case. And when you're using your electric shaver in that neck area, make sure that we're always shaving against the grain. Use your opposite hand to feel the direction of the grain to ensure that we are shaving against it. And when it comes to lining up around the ear, especially towards that back part, I notice a lot of people in the beginning, they basically line up too wide. And the problem with that is that, first of all, for me, it doesn't look aesthetically as pleasing towards when you have basically a slanted in taper in the back, kind of creating like this V-like shape. And then also, you basically get to enhance that lineup more because you're coming into a darker hair. Here, just cleaning up his facial hair. Please always ensure that you're always asking your client what they want to do with their facial hair. Even if they, get a full face shave, ask them if they would like for you to go over it. Always go above and beyond. And again, anytime you use your trimmer, make sure that you either follow it up with your straight razor or your electric shaver. Unless the client specifically asks you not to, because some clients are more prone to ingrowns than others. Here, grabbing my Faded Culture slide razor. And of course, grabbing our Faded Culture clear shave gel, which again, you can find all these products at fadedculture.com. We are running a huge sale right now on the shave gel in case you're interested. It's at 63% off. And if you're new to using your razors, I highly suggest that you probably start with the slide razor versus your Turkish or even your swing lock. The reason being is because the slide razor has these predetermined kind of like basically a predetermined space for the blade, where it just makes it a lot easier for you to know exactly where to put the blade. And look at how much it exposes the blade. I think it's a perfect amount. Always using your opposite hand to help stretch out that skin just to ensure a smoother shave. Here you got Miguel crying just some tears of joy. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of water before I come in with my actual product. This just helps me work the product all the way down to the grain. Grabbing our matte clay. All you really need is a dime size. Don't overdo it with these products. Emulsify it as much as you can in your hands. And notice how I'm working it all the way down into that grain. I'm basically just gripping the hair all the way down. I'm not really trying to style it. I'm just literally working the product all the way down. Then I'll come in and start to style it using my blow dryer. Using low heat and low speed. And once I finish blow drying it, now that we're approaching the end, go over any details that I feel still stick out or I need to just retouch. Gonna go ahead and top this taper off with a little bit of enhancements. And here's the after, guys. A bald taper fade. I hope y'all really enjoyed this tutorial. I hope y'all took something new out of this. As always, guys, let us know down in the comments what you would like to see next. My name is Adrian Barone, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.